yet, but the good thing is it's not going to rain anymore, as the Cubs and the Pirates just moments away from playing game 4. It'll be left-hander Travis Wood for the Cubs, right-hander Kevin Correa. And as you know, Bob, when you get into these late-night post-rain delay situations, obviously not everybody who bought a ticket is still here. And it's going to be an interesting crowd tonight. They've already been making a lot of noise. We've had some fans saying play ball for the last 3 hours.
Well, we bless their heart for sticking around through the rain. The temperatures have dropped considerably since we got here early this afternoon. The wind has turned around. It was blowing out during batting practice. And with the lower temperatures and the storm blowing through, it's coming straight in from left field now and very chilly here at Wrigley.
Pirates trying to hang around the National League wild card race. That loss yesterday when the Cubs were able to overcome a 6-1 deficit and win 13-9 was a particularly devastating loss for the Pirates. They were trying to win their second in a row after a long 7-game losing streak. So entering action tonight, 3 games back of the St. Louis Cardinals, who have that second wild card spot. Now the Pirates Southwest starting lineup. Starling Marte has had 2 really good days the last couple. Jose Tabata is going to be in right. McCutchen in center. Gabby Sanchez at first. Pedro Alvarez 2 booming opposite field homers yesterday. McHenry catches. Barmes plays short. Brock Holt in for Neil Walker, and Kevin Correa, the pitcher, hits 9.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively. Lineup filled out by Noah tonight. Alfonso Soriano in left. Brett Jackson in center. David DeJesus over in right field. It'll be Valbuena, Castro, Barney, and Rizzo third to first across the infield. Wellington Castillo doing the catching for left-hander Travis Wood. Coming off real good back-to-back outings. He beat this Pittsburgh team on that last road trip. Went 6 innings, gave up only 1 base hit. Didn't surrender that hit until the 5th inning of that ball game. Followed that up with a strong outing against the Houston Astros down at Minute Maid Park. 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run in that ball game.
And now the umpires, new crew in fact, the crew from over the weekend worked the White Sox Tigers game today. So Laz Diaz gets a plate. The crew chief Tim Welke at first. Paul Schreiber at second. Mike Everett at third. We're not saying it's late, but the night game in San Francisco was already in the 5th inning. So,
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, we joke and we laugh about it, but it really does throw off your internal clock as a ball player, especially here at Wrigley. Players are fairly accustomed to playing the day games. They're accustomed to playing night games, but not used to cranking it up at nearly 11 o'clock at night.
And we're underway. A called strike on Marte. 3 hours and 37 minutes. One of the longer rain delays we've had here. Called strike 2. Wondering if Laz Diaz is going to set the precedent early that he's going to call strikes.
I sure hope so. I mean, this is not the kind of night you want to have a tight strike zone and pitchers nibbling. Be aggressive, go right after hitters, challenge them on the inside part of the plate, which is what Travis Wood likes to do anyway with that cut fastball.
59 degrees as we get started with a northwest breeze at 9 miles an hour. 1-2 hit on the ground to Rizzo, who will scoop it up and tag the bag for the first out.
Good forethought there, bringing a blanket to the ball game. Might come in handy tomorrow night as well, or rather tomorrow. Supposed to be chilly again tomorrow night, and the following night temperatures possibly down into the high 40s by the end of the ball game.
Now the right fielder Jose Tabata. Fastball strike. There were a ton of reasons why this game needed to be played. The Pirates again are in a playoff race. They don't have an off day scheduled for the rest of the season, so there was really no other day in which this game could be made up. And the integrity of the 162 game schedule is pretty important. The draft order is set by the final record. The waiver wire claims in the offseason. It's really, really important for Major League Baseball to have all of its games played. And as you said, Bob, all these great fans here have been waiting very impatiently for baseball.
Well, there was a first cell that went through Wrigley Field, and they made an announcement that there was another cell following that, so they were going to dump the excess water off the tarp and then put the tarp back on while we waited out the second rain delay. And I don't think the fans wanted to hear that. Once that tarp came off the first time, they were ready for some baseball, but fortunately they've hung around here with us this evening and going to get a chance to see some Cubs baseball late night here.
Wood coming back. That one hit foul. Let's check out the wild card standings. Braves are in good shape. They just swept the Nationals over the weekend, so they're still possibly in that race to win the East. But Dodgers, Brewers, Pirates, Phillies won tonight after losing 3 of 4 in Houston, just outside. We'll see the Reds tomorrow night, and then the Cardinals come here on Friday. And 2 bounces to Castro. Braves right now, or went into action 5.5 out, but with the win 5 back of the Nationals. Braves beat the Marlins 7-5. Cardinals and Dodgers are off. My good friend Bruce Miles from the Daily Herald just tweeted, the West Coast papers will say late result not available tomorrow for this one. Yeah, it's true. Inside on Andrew McCutchen. He got on 4 times in 5 tries yesterday. Leads the league with a .412 on base percentage. 100 runs, 182 hits, all leading the league. 3 points behind the suspended Melky Cabrera in the batting race. We'll have more on the batting races coming up later in each league. Cutter inside, 3-1.
It always presents a special challenge, Len, when you faced a team recently and done well against them. Do you go away from what you did in that start thinking that the Pirates are going to make an adjustment, or do you stick with what worked? I think Travis Wood's going to stick with what worked. That's a cutter in, cutter to the back door, change speeds, mix in a few breaking balls. But he's going to live and die tonight with that cut fastball on both sides of the plate.
Sets up a 3-2. Here it is. Called strike 3. Fastball at 92. It's about as hard as he'll throw it. Right on that outside corner. Cubs coming up after the Pirates go in order. .322 as a team and have plated 31 runs. Let's get their Southwest starting lineup. David DeJesus will lead it off. Luis Valbuena at third. Anthony Rizzo, 2 homers yesterday, including his first career grand slam. Soriano went over 100 RBIs on Sunday. Starlin Castro with 5 home runs against the Pirates. Castillo catches. Jackson plays center. Barney at second, and Travis Wood does a nice job at the plate.
Quick look at the Pirates defensively here this evening. Starling Marte, Andrew McCutchen, Jose Tabata across the outfield. Alvarez, Barmas, Holt, and Sanchez third to first across the infield. Michael McHenry doing the catching tonight for veteran right-hander Kevin Correa.
Interesting season, to say the least, for right-hander Kevin Correa. He got taken out of the rotation when they acquired Wandy Rodriguez, but he was in the midst of a 6-game winning streak. That was in late July, and he then asked the Pirates to trade him because he wanted to remain a starter. They were able to hang on to him. You see, he likes his fastball. Pitched in relief a little bit. And starting now for the 3rd consecutive timeout. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
We all know the wins and losses is not a great way to evaluate a pitcher, but based on the 1-loss record, you'd have to say Kevin Correa is the very definition of a 500 pitcher. Back in 09 with the Padres, went 12-11. 2010 with the Padres, 10-10. Last year with the Pirates, 12-11, and his record stands at 10-9 this year.
It's fouled off. Correa was an all-star last year, won 11 games in the first half. Really struggled in the second half before a strained oblique ended his season in mid-August. Foul tip, strike 3. But we gave you some interesting things about this year, Bob, but the most fascinating part of his season had to be a 2-day stretch in mid-August. Here's Valbuena, the third baseman. Correa pitched 2 innings in relief in the Pirates' 19-inning game at St. Louis on August 19th. He then started the next night at San Diego. First Pirate pitcher since Pascual Perez in 1981 to start, one day after appearing in relief.
Those extra inning games, sometimes you just do what you got to do to get through it, and then try to patch it together as best you can the next day.
2-0.
You mentioned he really likes his fastball. He started to throw more cut fastballs. He used to just be strictly 2-seamer and an occasional 4-seamer across the top of the zone, but like a lot of pitchers in the major leagues, they started to use that cut fastball with great effectiveness. It's hard for Cub fans who have been around this team over the last 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 years to believe this, but I played games here at Wrigley where this was a 1:20 start time, and this is the kind of crowd you would draw. Upper deck would be closed. That's not the case anymore.
Times have changed. 2-2 on Valbuena. The wind and the pitch on the outside corner. Again, you better swing the bat tonight. Good pitch.
I have to think under the circumstances and under the conditions, the pitchers have a slight edge tonight. They've been down in the bullpen warming up. Kevin Correa had a little lather going already, as did Travis Wood when he took the mound to start this ball game. The hitters, they ran a few sprints down the right and left field line. They played a little catch, and here we go. I think the pitchers are a little ahead of the hitters, except for Rizzo.
Crushed that one way foul. Oh, what a day yesterday. Got a curtain call after the grand slam. Didn't even realize what the fans wanted. His teammate said, yeah, just go up to the top step, tip your cap. Oh, okay.
Well, he better get used to it. He better practice. If he has days like he had yesterday, he's going to be making a lot of curtain calls. That ball was absolutely mashed to deep right center field. And it's been 6 hours ago now, but during batting practice, the wind was blowing out and Anthony Rizzo was putting on a show. He just hit ball after ball out onto Sheffield. Not the same wind that we had 6 hours ago.
It was such a good game. He was actually cheered by the home fans after a strikeout in his final at bat. You know you've had a good day when that happens.
There's one gentleman chasing balls up here in the upper deck. He's got a chance to take home a dozen or more tonight.
Take his time. Swing and a miss as Correa strikes out the side. He's still looking. Easter egg hunt in September.
Will take place at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers on January 18th, 19th, and 20th, 2013. Rooms will be available starting at 9 a.m. on Wednesday by calling the Sheraton at 800-233-4100 and asking for the Cubs convention rate. Weekend passes will go on sale at a later date. For more information, as always, visit Cubs.com.
Always look forward to the Cubs convention, the 28th annual, coming up in mid-January. Still looking for the ball. He's feeling pretty good about himself when he thought he had a beat on it. 1-1 on Gabby Sanchez.
Seems like we talk about this every time we've had a lengthy rain delay here at Wrigley Field, but the infield is in great shape. The grounds crew actually had to put some water on the infield dirt after they took the tarp off. But there are areas in the outfield that are pretty damp right now. I imagine there's some guys with cold feet out there.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Hey, somebody found it. Not the guy we thought was going to find it.
His approach was just a little too casual to start, and then when he didn't find it, that it drew some flies from other parts of the stadium, and he didn't get the ball after all.
He'll get another chance. Inside 3-2. By the way, what Kevin Correa did in the first inning is pretty remarkable. Not that it's normally a huge deal if a pitcher strikes out the side, but going into the game tonight, he had 67 strikeouts in 147 innings. That's lifted high in the air to center. Brett Jackson makes a catch. Bill Brink, who covers the Pirates for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, pointing out that Correa has struck out 3 or fewer batters in 21 of his 24 starts, and he already has 3 tonight.
Brings up the Pirates version of Anthony Rizzo yesterday. A couple of long opposite field home runs by Pedro Alvarez in the ball game yesterday. Both of them reaching out onto Waveland Avenue.
Home run swing there. Foul tip, 1-1. Foul behind the plate. It was his big day, certainly overshadowed by Rizzo. Incredible opposite field power.
Especially that one. Just to the left to straightaway center and out of the stadium.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
We talked about it during the course of the rain delay, Len. A small consolation for the fans that sat through the rain delay and the Cubs in their home clubhouse. But imagine the Pirates in the visitors clubhouse here at Wrigley Field for a 3.5-hour rain delay. Now, Mike Burkhart and his staff do a great job of making the visiting teams feel at home, but there's only so much room in that clubhouse. And with the expanded September rosters, I imagine it was pretty tight in there during the delay. It's pretty tight in that dugout right now.
One-0 to the catcher. McHenry's in there, 1-1. Fouled away off to the right.
All right.
There you go. Inside. Wood throwing hard tonight. That one at 93. The ground, Valbuena will cut it off in front of Castro and get the out. 6 up, 6 down for Travis Wood. Scoreless early.
Dugout to 88019 right now for your chance to win an authentic game-worn jersey from the Cubs. And be sure to go to Cubs.com/authentics for more authentic Cubs memorabilia.
Alfonso Soriano leading off. Big day yesterday. 3 hits, a double, 2 RBIs. Went over 100 RBIs for the first time as a Chicago Cub. By the way, the note on Correa, 17 times out of his first 24 starts, 3 strikeouts or less. As he struck out the side in the first inning. Want to know against the Cubs this year in 2 starts, 4-4 lifetime. The 0-1. Fastball inside. It is social media night 2 here at Wrigley Field. And there were fans out in the right field bleachers who were enjoying social media night 2 even during the rain delay. And they stuck around. One lucky attendee was selected to throw out a first pitch tonight. And Levy Restaurant selling a Cubs Social 2 specialty hot dog exclusively tonight. It's a foot-long truffle mac and cheese dog. Selected by Cubs social media followers leading up to tonight. And they're going to bring one into the booth here, Bob, as Soriano strikes out. 4 already for Correa. Half-pound foot-long Vienna beef hot dog topped with creamy mac and cheese with white truffle essence. Shaved Parmesan cheese.
That's pretty good right about now.
Yeah.
We haven't had a thing to eat during a 3.5-hour race.
I have not. You've eaten for both of us. Here's Castro, a career high 75 RBIs. That leads all major league shortstops as he looks at ball 1. First Cub in 51 years to get to 75 RBIs as a shortstop. Ernie Banks had 80 knocked in 1961. Barehanded by Alvarez. What a play. First time the Cubs have put a ball in play.
Maybe a little bit of a risky play under the conditions, but Alvarez sticks that big right paw out there and snags that ball right out of midair. Who needs a glove? Strong arm by Alvarez. Had a lot more time than he realized, as Castro was still a couple of full strides away from the bag at first.
A lot of praise for Wellington Castillo from Dale Swain before the game. He said he's made more progress than anybody on the team from the start of the season till now in terms of his defense and game calling behind the plate. He grounds out. We're through 2. We haven't had a base runner yet. truffle mac and cheese dog.
Oh my.
Harry Friedman delivering the foot-long hot dog.
Get a good shot of it because it's not going to look like that for long.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Chef.
Thank you for staying up. Here's Clint Barmas. I think that's dinner for two, generally, wouldn't you say?
2 or 3, yeah.
Fouled off, 0-2. Comes a 2-strike offering. Missed up and away on a fastball. We're trying to do the math here and figure out when the Pirates are going to get home early tomorrow. You know, they lose an hour. It's already after midnight in the East as Barmas gets hit by a pitch. First base runner of the night. They will host Milwaukee tomorrow. And they're going to hit morning rush hour in Pittsburgh.
I still say this guy should be a doctor on a soap opera. Dr. Brock Holt. Paging Dr. Holt.
Hurdle giving Neil Walker a day off. Couple of starts for Walker coming back from the back issue. He is available off the bench tonight. Two and 0 on the rookie Holt. Correa, the pitcher, on deck. Fouled back, 2-1. Wood had that career high 8-game losing streak. But toward the end of the streak, he actually pitched pretty well. He's won his last 2 starts, but over his last 5, he has a 2.43 earned run average. In the corner. There goes Barmas, and Holt fouls it away.
It's not unusual when there's more rain in the forecast to see managers go away from what they normally do. We've talked about the Pirates throughout this 4-game series. They don't run a lot. They pick their spots. Clint Hurdle's more likely to play hit and run if he gets the right combination of runner and batter, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any more rain tonight, so kind of surprising to see Barmas on the move down there.
Barmas goes again through the legs of Wood into center field. So Barmas now at third. Pirates have him at the corners with no outs. Ball was hit hard by Holt.
Travis Wood is such a good fielder out there on the mound. He probably feels like he should have made a play on that one, but that was hit pretty crisply back through the mound and into center field for a base hit, putting Pirates at the corners. Correa, 7 sack bunts on the season. Only Wandy Rodriguez on the staff has more with 8. This is one of those funky situations where he could try to put down a sacrifice bunt to move Brock Holt to second base. If it's a perfect bunt, Barmes might try to come down the line and play it like a safety squeeze, or he could just hold his ground at third and take runners at second and third with 1 out.
Correa missed the bunt attempt. Our AT&T U-verse multi-view. Pirates threatening to score here in the 3rd inning. And Wood decides to let it go. 0-2. He knew he had a little time to let it roll because Correa hadn't even passed him yet.
Pretty sure Correa will still try to put down a sacrifice bunt even with 2 strikes here.
Up and in. Called strike 3.
Come watch the Cubs as they battle the Reds tomorrow night right here at Wrigley Field. Game time is 7:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs Stretch to Fit book cover, compliments of Pepsi. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Marte grounded out his first time. Valbuena's going to play in at third. Rizzo holding on Holt at first. Double play depth up the middle. I really like just kind of the vibe Laz Diaz has had behind the plate tonight. It just looks like he's looking for strikes. I don't think there's been anything egregious. That one is going to land fair. Down into the left field corner. And the Pirates get a couple. Marte to third, and the ball hits him. He's been a triples machine in this series. He's had a 3-base hit in each of the last 3 games. And it's 2-0 Pirates.
Boy, that ball was really hit hard down into the left field corner. A lot of topspin on that line drive, ricocheted off the sidewall all the way out to the vines. By the time Soriano gets to it, gets it back into Starlin Castro. Holt has motored around from first base to score, and Marte into third on his belly. It looked like Castro didn't expect there to be a play at third base because he caught that relay throw and turned to his right rather than his left. Wasn't able to get too much on the throw.
Oh, 1 infield in, outside.
Here you see the relay throw coming back into the infield, and as I said, Starlin Castro looked like he just didn't think there was going to be a play at third base, was kind of caught by surprise, tried to make the off balance throw, but Marte with too much speed in with a triple.
2-1. Tabata was the Pirates' opening day right fielder. He hit second in the lineup that day. Right field second in the lineup tonight, but did spend some time in the minors mid-season. And just to give you another incentive to stay up late tonight, we will be conducting the 7th inning stretch.
I think that's why so many people left already. They heard we were going to sing the 7th inning and wanted to get as far away as they could.
Well, we're certainly hoping Bears defensive end Israel Adonijah would have been able to sing. A little bit too late, we understand. He did stop up, however, during the rain delay, which we really appreciate. He's one of our favorites. That ball hit very well. Deep center. Jackson hustling, and it's going to be over his head. Here comes Marte. That's a double for Tabata. 3-0.
Another ball struck well off a Bucko bat. Cutter that ends up right in the middle of the plate for Tabata, over the head of Brett Jackson, right off the base of the wall in straightaway center field. Marte will walk home from third base. Tabata in scoring position for Andrew McCutchen.
They will intentionally walk Andrew McCutchen. And go after Gabby Sanchez with 2 on. So not only did Israel Adonijah stop up to the booth tonight, he brought cupcakes from Swirls. And he's going to make a special appearance tomorrow around noon. Be baking with their chef, serving mini Izzy Bear cupcake creations. Now the Izzy Bear cupcake, and that's what he brought up here, banana chocolate chip gummy bear cupcakes, benefit the Israel Adonijah Foundation. So if you're in town tomorrow around noontime, you can meet Izzy and have one of these great cupcakes.
Just don't call Israel a cupcake.
No.
That is a big man.
He's a large man, yes. One strike on Sanchez. One and one now. 3 hits, a hit batter, an intentional walk, and the Pirates grabbing a 3-0 advantage. Popped him up right side. The fly rule in effect as Rizzo makes a catch. 2 outs. Now Alvarez with 29 home runs leads all National League third basemen. Yesterday was his 4th multi-homer game this season. Knocked in 5 runs. Bob, especially for a visiting player on a night like this, is this the kind of night where you kind of have to turn off your ears, so to speak, because the hecklers are out. And it's a lot harder to hear them when there are a lot more people in the ballpark.
It would be a good idea for all the players to turn off their radar tonight. Yeah. Some of the fans have had a couple of hours of unexpected beer consumption that they didn't plan on, and that's usually when the voices get loud and very easy to hear. So yeah, put some earplugs in tonight. Just play the game.
All the way. Two and two. Travis Wood cruised through the first couple of innings, facing the eighth batter here of the third inning. It's really cooled off. 59 as we got started. Runners will go on this 3-2 with two down, swing and a miss to end the inning. But the Pirates get two on the triple by Marte. There it is. Bob's going to crush that during the break.
Comcast Sportsnet. Tribune writers, sports stars, and celebrities join host David Kaplan to discuss the day's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Chicago Tribune Live, presented by Smirnoff, weeknights on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Cubs down 3-0. Sinker low on Brett Jackson. And Cubs chairman Tom Ricketts Hanging with the fans out in the bleachers. It's good to see. .20 bounced foul to the pull side. Brett will be followed by Darwin Barney and then Travis Wood. Lots of strikes early on from Correa. Just about everything else is done. Dan Uggla with a 3-run homer in the first. Martin Prado had 4 hits. And the Braves beat the homestanding Marlins 7-5. Tim Hudson got his 15th win, even though he gave up a season high 10 hits over 5 innings of work. Paul Mahalem will pitch tomorrow night for the Braves. He's 12-10 on the year. Ball 4. Cubs have their first base runner. Cliff Lee with 10 strikeouts. Beat R.A. Dickey. Phillies with a 3-1 victory at New York. Phillies are within 3.5 of the Cardinals. Boy, what a bad weekend for the Phillies. They lost 3 of 4 at Houston. The Mets are now 4-22 at home in the second half. 4 home wins since the All-Star break.
And then you've got the other side of the coin. The Milwaukee Brewers are red hot. They've won 20 of their last 26 games.
And the Brewers are in Pittsburgh, waiting for the Pirates. How about this interesting note? I heard today that there were 3 major league teams in the same hotel this morning. The Pirates, the Reds, and the Tigers, all at the same downtown Chicago hotel. Tigers here to play that makeup game against the White Sox. How about that?
Autograph collector's dream.
Yeah.
Bet your room service has been busy.
One to Barney. Base hit right field. Keeps his hitting streak alive. 12 games and counting, a career best. That's the Cubs' first hit.
Ball actually down and in. Darwin Barney pulls his hands in close to his body. Little inside out swing. Shoots that ball through the right side. Past a diving Brock Holt.
How about that 12-game hitting streak is the longest by a Cub this season. Wood shows bunt. Throw's going to go to second. That's a very long throw for a catcher. How long is it? We're talking about this over dinner.
Yeah, it's 127 feet 6 inches, and I think maybe 3/8 or 3/4 of an inch. 127.5 feet
from home plate to second base. It's not 120. So the pitching rubber is closer to home plate than to second base.
I think a lot of people think it's right in the middle of the infield, geographically right smack dab in the middle, but that is not the case. And it is a long throw, especially when you've got some crosswinds like we have here tonight, blowing left to right. If you don't get a good grip on that baseball, it could easily end up out in right center field.
Cornerman ready to charge. Wood shows bunt again. Takes ball 3.
That's where his confidence in himself as a hitter really pays off as a bunter. One of the keys to bunting is to make sure you get a strike. Travis Wood, very accomplished when he swings the bat. He's going to make Kevin Correa throw him a strike before he tries to bunt.
Swinging away on the 3-1. Ground ball. Barmas steps on second. Double play. 6-3. They turn it. Well, you didn't heed your old hitting coach's advice.
Yeah, feel like you're going to hit into a double play. Strike out. Barmas very deliberately gets the force at second before delivering on to first base. Travis Wood very upset with himself. I think the real key to that at bat was the 3-1 swing. I have no problem with Dale taking the bunt off and letting Travis Wood swing away, but it looked like he was really trying to pull that ball. Just want to put it in play, especially to the right side of the infield. That's where you have the infield defense broken up with runners at first and second.
And a bouncer to Sanchez, and this will get Correa out of the inning with no damage done. Pirates 3, Cubs nothing after 3.
Brought to you by the new Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
Check out the new Audi Legends Suite on the Nuveen Investment Suite level. Watch the game with a former Cubs player and listen to classic stories about life as a Cub. With a luxury food and beverage package and a unique gift for each guest, the Audi Legend Suite is the most exclusive way to watch a Cubs game. For more information, visit Cubs.com/suites.
Busy night for the Menards grounds crew. Key was to get the field ready for baseball after a 3-hour, 37-minute rain delay. They did that. The field looks great. A little soggy in the outfield, but certainly playable. Mike McHenry, the catcher, looks at a strike. The White Sox did beat the Tigers in a very key game on the south side, a makeup of a rainout last week. So the Sox with a 3-game lead. That's a 2-game swing. That's kind of like the 4-point hockey game we hear about a lot in the winter. Instead of being up 1, they're up 3 in the division. One little interesting side note to that game. The White Sox ran out of an inning like the Cubs did last week. They were up 5-4 in the 8th inning trying to add an insurance run. Adam Dunn hit a deep fly ball to left. Gordon Beckham tagged from third. Dwayne Wise tagged from second. Wise got thrown out at third before Beckham scored, so the run didn't count. Good changeup by Wood as he picks up his 5th strikeout. Well, it didn't hurt the White Sox as they would hold him off in the 9th. But you rarely see that play. It's happened twice in a week. Armas fouls off. He was hit by a pitch to start the 3rd inning. Well, I know what you're saying. Some people at home. Oh, there are a lot of kids there. It's late. It's almost midnight. Well, if they're in the Chicago public school system, they don't have school tomorrow. Got him. Backdoor breaking ball.
Tad wide there on the outside corner, but you said it before. It looks like Laz Diaz is going to call a big zone, get those batters to swing the bats, including Dr. Brock Holt. There he is. I like the Pirates logo.
There you go.
Yeah. How long do I have, Dr. Holt? You can tell me. You got about 15 minutes until tomorrow.
1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Out back. Mentioned Dale Swaim has talked about Wellington Castillo, and he's put in a lot of hard work before games with Mike Borzello, the fine catching instructor. Really made a lot of progress. You can certainly see it in the way he frames pitches. He's getting better at it as Wood strikes out the side here in the 4th. Cubs still trail though 3-0. ability question. 6 active players to have 100 RBIs in a season for 3 different teams. Get the answer coming up.
But are somewhat related this day in baseball history. In 1977 on this day, DHing for the Yankees, Dave Kingman became the first player to ever homer for 4 different teams in the same season.
Wow.
He hit a total of 26. He had 9 for the Mets, 11 for the Padres, 2 for the Angels, and 4 for the Yankees in the same season.
Amazing. Called strike on Valbuena. Now 0-2. Not a good loss for the Rays tonight. After a 1-5 trip to Baltimore and New York, they came home and got beaten by the Red Sox 5-2. 5.5 behind New York. And right now Tampa Bay 4.5 out in the wild card. The Orioles in Seattle tonight. $11,722 in the dome. Just can't draw there, can they?
No. Unfortunately, they cannot, and they've had some really good teams to go out and see, but they just can't seem to pique the interest of the populace down there.
It was played on the short hop by Barmas as he throws to first. And it's Rizzo who struck out to end the first inning. Orioles leading Seattle 10-2 as they go to the 9th in Seattle. So that would get the Orioles to within a half game of the Yankees. It'd be their 83rd win. Going to the 8th in San Francisco, the only other National League game going on. 2-1 Giants over the Rockies. On the ground, backhanded by Holt.
Well, we talked about Anthony Rizzo in the open of the show a long time ago, and I mentioned that he'd only had 3 instances all year where he went back-to-back days without getting a hit. This is his 73rd game of the season. He had back-to-back games in San Diego August 6th and 7th, back-to-back games here against the Brewers on August 28th and 29th, and then September 10th and 11th down in Houston. The only 3 times all year, back-to-back offers.
You like his ability to make adjustments and to kind of put a bad game in the rearview mirror.
Or for that matter, a good game in the rearview mirror. Come back the next day and do it all over again.
Sinker missed outside on Soriano. 2-0.
And that is the thing that really separates the good players from the great players. The guys that have that consistency to give you good at-bats every day, regardless of what their batting average is or how many RBIs they have or where their team is in the standings. Give your team a good at-bat every time you step into that batter's box.
Soriano on the 2-0 missed the cutter. That time the sinker. Time a curveball. Got swings and misses on 3 different pitches in that at bat. Cubs go down quietly, still 3-0 Pittsburgh. Mobility trivia question. Who are the 6 active players to have 100 RBIs in a season for 3 different teams? Jim Thome's got to be on that list, right? A-Rod. Alfonso Soriano as well.
Oh, Caballo.
Good list. Adrian Beltre is always the one people forget. Strike on Correa. He's got a 3-0 lead, holding the Cubs to 1 hit through 4.
I don't accuse anybody of shoplifting, but he's got something under his parka.
Is that one person? Hope he bought 2 tickets. Two and two. Swing and a miss. That's 8 for Travis Wood. His career high is 8. This is the 4th time he's struck out that many in his career.
Sometimes it's a hard game to figure out, Len. Travis Wood breezed through the first 2 innings of this game and then gave up 3 hits and hit a batter, walked a man in the 3rd inning, and has struck out every batter since.
5 consecutive strikeouts. Big hit so far, the 2-run triple by Marte. He's been very impressive the last couple of days, including tonight. He's 6 for his last 11 with a double, 3 triples, 4 RBIs, 2 steals, and 4 runs. kick, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Travis Wood's only 25. Even with just over 1 year of major league service time into 2012. Hard ground ball right to Valbuena. Strong throw, 2 outs.
Well, you better field it cleanly and make a strong throw with Marte running. He's shown some blazing speed in this series with all of his triples. Every ground ball is bang bang at first base.
Right-hander Michael Bowden, who was signing autographs for fans waiting through the rain delay just outside the Cubs dugout. Wood ready for a 2-1. It's high. McCutchen on deck. He'd rather not face him with a man on base. On to shallow right center. It's David DeJesus to make the catch. Well, it's late, or I guess in about a minute it'll be early, depending on the way you look at it. 3-0. Pirates as the Cubs will bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Kevin Correa has been very good. Leadoff walk to Jackson, then a single by Barney in the 3rd, but a 6-3 double play ball, and he was able to get off the hook. You may recall, but that trio intro to our broadcast. Pirates fans saying go Bucks. The Cub fans saying go Cubs. (6:09 p.m.) We're still here.
Still here. Paint's hanging in there.
On the right center. And it's going to be caught by Tabata on the move. Remember coming to Wrigley Field when you were a kid and imagining it was you running onto the field? Now envision being able to give that experience to your best clients when the Cubs are on the road. Packages range from private dinners all the way to games and home run derbies in the outfield. For more details, call 773-404-4161 or visit Cubs.com/premier. On the outside corner to Castillo. By the way, as most Cub fans know, there's kind of a loose curfew here in terms of when Gary Pressey has to stop playing the organ during innings, between innings. But he can play the 7th inning stretch, so he's hanging around for us tonight. We really appreciate it. Gary and Teddy and Andy.
Gary needs to ice his fingers. He played pretty much the whole 3.5-hour rain delay. Entertained the fans here at Wrigley and those of us here in the press box, and we always appreciate Gary's efforts. He's the best.
Bounce to Alvarez. Looked it in before throwing across. 2 outs. A good friend from SB Nation, Rob Nyer, tweeting, said, hang in there, Lennon Bob. Might be midnight there, but it's still early in Oregon. It's good to know. Jackson walked his first time up. I think, I don't want to speak for you, you can speak for yourself, but once you get to the ballpark, you prepare for the game, whether you're a player, a manager, a coach, a broadcaster, you want to play. I think the worst case scenario for everybody involved is you wait, game gets delayed, sit around for 2 or sometimes 3 hours, and then the game is canceled, and then you have to make it up, do it all over again. Once you're here, let's go.
Well, you've already wasted, well, not wasted, but I mean, you've already spent most of your day here at the ballpark preparing for a game. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, 2 just off the corner.
And my attitude really changed about that. When I was a player, and I've talked about this in the past, I loved doubleheaders because I knew I was going to get to play one game. So I didn't mind an occasional rain out because I knew the next day we were going to play 2 and I'd be in there somewhere.
High in the air for Tabata. Inning over. Kevin Correa, this is about as good as he's been all year. Through 5, he's allowed 1 hit and leads 3-0.
Melky Cabrera, 50-game suspension that he's serving right now, currently holds the lead in the National League. Andrew McCutchen only 3 percentage points behind. Buster Posey with a real strong finish to the season. Gotta love seeing those catchers up there. Yadier Molina holding in at 320, and Ryan Braun putting together another MVP caliber season.
McCutchen hit by the very first pitch of the 6th.
A cutter that just got away from Travis Wood that time. Oh.
Near the wallet, but yeah, it's near the tailbone too.
Kind of between the wallet and the cell phone there. Certainly not what you want to do leading off an inning. Walk one of the better base runners in the National League. Good news is if you can make a pitch on Gabby Sanchez, he has a tendency to ground into those double plays. Leads the Pirates with 11 this season.
Two and 0.
Well, that was supposed to be another cutter to the back door that time. It just looks like early in the inning here, Travis Wood has kind of lost his release point on that cut fastball.
Barney to make the catch. Let's look at the American League batting average race. Just over 2 weeks to go. I know who you're rooting for. You got Cabrera and the rookie Trout in a great battle. Derek Jeter not out of it yet. Joe Mauer, Adrian Beltre.
It's not so much I'm rooting for Mike Trout. It's just he's one of the more exciting players to come into this game in a long time. Does so many things extremely well.
Got a couple of season debuts coming up later this week. Pretty interesting. The Rockies are out of it, but left-hander Jorge De La Rosa will make his 2012 debut Thursday at San Francisco, coming off Tommy John surgery. The more intriguing one and more topical one for us is we will see Chris Carpenter's debut. Had the nerve problem near his shoulder, had surgery in July, and he's going to pitch against the Cubs on Friday here at Wrigley Field. No pun intended, but what a shot in the arm that would be for the Cardinals if Chris Carpenter is even 75% of Chris Carpenter.
Well, you saw that last sign there from Wellington Castillo. It presents a special challenge when you're catching a guy like Travis Wood, because he'll throw a 4-seam fastball, he'll throw a 2-seam sinking fastball, and he'll also throw that cutter. Well, you only have so many fingers, so when he wants to call for the cutter, you'll see him extend his index finger and his thumb like that. Okay, the one away should be just a fastball, 4-seamer on that outside corner. Ends up throwing it right down the middle of the plate. But when you see that inverted L where the thumb and the index finger both come out, that's the cut fastball. Sometimes pitchers have so many different pitches, you feel like you need to take the mid off. Now that's just the thumb, so that's a pickoff at first base.
Antonio Alfonseca would have been a good catcher. Like this. That extra digit.
That extra digit.
That's right. Chased one in the dirt and strikes out. New career high 9 punch outs for Travis Wood.
That's a slower breaking pitch that time by Travis Wood. Ends up in the dirt. Pedro Alvarez, very much a free swinger. He'll chase pitches high. He'll chase pitches off the plate. He'll chase pitches down, but don't make a mistake up and out over that plate. We saw what he can do in the ball game yesterday.
Kenry fouls back to the screen. First place Reds already in town. 3-game series starts tomorrow night. Here on CSN, we'll have that entire series on CSN, in fact. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. We'll have Friday's game. Mentioned Chris Carpenter scheduled to pitch for the Cardinals. And your pitching matchups: Homer Bailey, Justin Germano tomorrow, Mike Leake and rookie Chris Russin, and then Johnny Cueto and Jason Birkin on Thursday. Cueto struggled his last couple of times out.
You know where Homer Bailey's from, don't you, Len?
LaGrange. One and two.
Tried to go back to the same pitch. He got Alvarez to chase on the 2-strike count. That slider in the dirt. Cutter. Looks like they're going to the outside corner here.
Missed his spot, and McHenry yanked it foul.
We've seen quite a bit of Michael McHenry this year, and one thing we've learned, he wants to pull that ball. You get that cutter out there on the outside corner, he probably rolls over a grounder to the left side of the infield, but that one missed his spot by a wide margin. He's got tremendous pull power. Slower breaking ball away this time. Actually, change up, straight change.
2-2 on McHenry. McCutchen got hit by the first pitch of the inning. He's still at first at 2 outs. Another 2-2. Full count.
And because McHenry is such a pull hitter, Anthony Rizzo is going to hold on McCutchen over there at first base. Many times on a full count, 2-out situation, at first baseman will swing around behind the runner.
He's hitting to right. McCutchen to third. Good grinding at bat for McHenry. Bring up Barmas. Here comes Dale Swain. He's going to Laz Diaz first, which means a double switch. Dave Sapelt coming into the game. It's a Chrysler call to the pen. Right-hander Michael Bowden will be summoned. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 2 on. 3-0 Pirates.
See Michael's numbers this season in 24 previous games. A few more fans here tonight, as you mentioned, during that lengthy rain delay. Michael Bowden and Jay Chapman came out of the Cubs dugout and signed autographs in the rain for the fans. So I'm sure there's a few people here tonight that are big Michael Bowden fans right now.
Dave Sapelt now playing right as DeJesus moves over to center. Brett Jackson out as part of the double switch. Travis Wood had to throw 116 pitches to get through 5 2/3. But he did strike out a career high 9 in the game. As you mentioned, he had that one bad inning the third. Other than that, was really good. But you can't erase that inning. Called strike on Barmas. McCutchen at third, McHenry at first. Partner, this is the only game going on
in the world.
Usually we're the only game going on a Friday afternoon, but it's a Monday night. 2 West Coast games just went final. Baltimore beat Seattle 10-4, and San Francisco topped Colorado 2-1. Details on those games coming up. Two and one on Barmas. 3-1 with Holt on deck. Maneuver worked for Jay Chapman yesterday in a pretty critical spot, but not for Bowden here. And they are now loaded.
Well, speaking of that third to first pickoff play, our Coors Light freeze cam from the ball game yesterday. You see Chapman executes it perfectly, gets the runner at first to commit to second base, but before he can deliver the ball to second, he remembers, hey, wait a minute, there's a runner at third. He fires to Wellington Castillo, who runs down Starling Marte for the final out of the inning. Doesn't work often, but when it does, it can bail you out of some serious jams.
Two-out jam for Bowden. 3 on, called strike on Holt. He's 1 for 2 with a run. Pitch. Sinker sank too much. A little off the plate. Down 2-1. You see the runners. And a ground ball to Barney. 2 in the inning. Pirates leave them loaded. They have a 3-0 lead in the 6th. The Cubs in Wrigley Field would like to give you free chips and queso just for opting in to their mobile club. Text Q1 to 50500 and you'll enjoy Qdoba's famous chips and queso.
It's about the only thing I haven't eaten tonight.
See the Cubs batting average leaders. Anthony Rizzo. That's up to date. He started at 300, now down to 297. I mean, it's up to the second. Darwin Barney's average will go up. He's 2 for 2. There's the only 2 Cub hits. Dave Chappelle will get his first at bat. Tell you what, partner, I'll make a deal with you. Why don't you handle the 7th inning stretch? I'll do the 14th.
Oh, geez. Bite your tongue.
No, we'll do it together. It'll be good. Gonna wake up the neighbors. That's Ray Searage. Hard to tell with the hoodie. So there you go. Running up to 266.
Ray Searage out there to stall for some time as the Pirates get some activity in their bullpen. Boy, was that said a lot yesterday.
Yeah, you literally went through and counted every pitcher in all 15 big league games.
Well, hey, I picked up the paper this morning. I'm having a cup of coffee, and it seems to me like every box score is about 2 inches longer than it normally is, which is to be expected in the month of September. But then I looked at the pitching columns and was amazed to find out in 15 major league games yesterday, a full schedule, 157 pitchers were used. And that includes 4 teams that only used 2 pitchers to finish their game. The Brewers, the Diamondbacks, I believe it was the Rangers and the Mariners each used 2 pitchers, but all told 157 hurlers towed the slab yesterday. The Dodgers used 10 in a 12-inning game against the Cardinals.
Incredible. Long pause by Correa, and he steps off.
Dave Chappelle has shown with more playing time over the last week or so that he's a real good high ball hitter. We saw him tomahawk some balls down in Houston on that last road trip. Pitches up around shoulder high. Correa is apparently having some issues with the signs from his catcher Michael McHenry.
Popped him up. Off of first, Sanchez for the first out. Well, you know, on the 157 pitchers in 15 games. You know, the other part of this is I go back to our conversation the other day. It just seems like managers end up using guys who don't have much experience in certain roles just because they have quantity in their bullpens. And you see sometimes a lefty-lefty matchup in the 5th or 6th inning just because you've got 4 lefties in the pen. But the lefty you're using has pitched 3 innings in the big leagues. Possible big game situation. It's almost like you have too many tools, too many resources at your fingertips. That's a strike. 0-2 on DeJesus. I don't blame managers. If they got them, use them. But
Well, especially, and we saw it in the series down in Houston when you've got a couple of teams that aren't really playing for anything other than pride at this point of the season. But when you have a team that's battling for a possible playoff spot, and you find yourself, as you said, with maybe a left-handed reliever in the game, it's had very little experience at the major league level, and suddenly he's facing Joey Votto in a key situation of a ball game or something like that.
Correa's been really good tonight. 3-0 after 6.
Perfect gift to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, a Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Visit Cubs.com for more information and to sign up today.
Kevin Correa has been outstanding through 6. He's given up 2 singles, both to Darwin Barney. A couple of big 6-3 double play balls. And he bats here to lead off the Pirates' 7th. Oh, 2. At least we get to drive home. Pirates have to shower up, get on a bus, go to the airport, go through security, wait in the airplane while they pack it up, fly home, get in their car, drive home, and it'll probably be 6:37 a.m. when that happens.
Sunrise over the Steel City.
Yeah.
And that airport in Pittsburgh is a ways out of town, too.
Yes, it is. That's the life of a big leaguer. You can't count on really anything because of weather situations. Sometimes you have mechanical issues with the plane.
Sometimes you have too many pitchers in the bullpen.
Can you recall the latest or earliest you ever got to the next city? I mean, I think I've been on trips where, you go west to east and gotten in at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
We had a trip when I was playing for the Giants. We played a night game in Los Angeles. Flew all night to get into Cincinnati, and we arrived at the hotel about 8:30 in the morning. Got our luggage, put on our shorts and T-shirts and sneakers, and went fishing. No sleep. Fortunately, it was an off day.
Well, that helps.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I tell people just about the way the job works. You can sleep 9-10 hours a night every night all winter. You go 5 straight months with just perfect sleep. and 2 or 3 days into the season, you're messed up.
Gone.
I mean, think about this homestand. You had a 1:20 start on Friday, noon on Saturday, 1:20 yesterday, and 10:40 something p.m.
10:42, I think,
tonight. You just learn to adjust.
Yeah, wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yep.
You get used to it. You really do. You get used to those nights where you maybe only get a couple of hours of sleep and look on the schedule. When's the next off day where I can, catch up a little bit?
Castro back of short. Now he's on the dirt and retires Marte. Later tonight on Comcast Sportsnet Plus, Soriano and the Cubs open a midweek set with Dusty Baker's division-leading Reds here at Wrigley Field. Coverage starts at 6:30 with Subaru Cubs pregame live. Cubs Reds tonight at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Fans' best friend. One strike on Tabata. Getting ready for the Captain Morgan's 7th inning stretch. Have to wait for at least another batter as Tabata picks up his second hit. McCutchen. He's reached twice tonight. He did strike out in the first, but then intentionally walked in the third and hit by a pitch in the 6th.
Hey, Andrew, by the way, thanks for the fantasy season. Love you, my man. Forever will.
Strike on MVP candidate Andrew McCutchen. It's low, 1-1.
Yeah, McCutchen looks so casual as he stands in that right-handed batter's box, has the bat kind of resting on his back shoulder. But then as Michael Bowden gets ready to release that ball, watch him get into a great hitting position. Tabata with good speed down there at first, but it hasn't parlayed into base stealing ability. He's tried 20 steals this season. He's been caught 12 times. I wouldn't expect him to be running until the count goes to 2 strikes on McCutchen. You want to let this man swing the bat.
Two. And McCutchen.
That's Michael Bowden after he releases this pitch. Well, I guess it was a little later than I thought. I thought he had his back to the plate as the ball got into the hitting zone, but it was a little later than I thought. Got away with a hanger that time. Getting nervous, pardon?
I'm anxious. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's start right now.
Okay. Three and two. So still holding Tabata on. He'll take off once he sees Bowden going to the plate. Swing and a miss. Stretch time.
Tonight's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Cubs TV broadcasters Len Casper and Bob Brindley.
All right. Thanks for staying up late with us. You're all invited to Bob's place after the game. Let's wake.
A two, a three. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out in the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, or it's root for them. If they don't win, it's a shame, or it's sure out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs!
Luis Valbuena here in the bottom of the seventh against Kevin Correa. He's given up just 2 hits through 6. Nice job, partner.
You too. So now we're supposed to interview each other?
Isn't that what we do all the time anyway?
So, Lynn, you have a new movie out?
I saw a movie.
I saw a movie. Opened a new restaurant? Well, I went to a restaurant.
Just finished my book. I'm going to read another one next week. And again, thanks to Israel Adonijah, there's defensive end, for dropping by during the rain delay, and we certainly understand he's got to get his rest. And I don't like to brag, but about 7 hours ago, I walked into the booth and I said to you, we're going to sing the stretch tonight because we knew the radar looked bad.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know, I'm guessing Israel's probably not going to be able to hang past midnight tonight. And sure enough, the over-under on the stretch tonight was 12-20. So if you took the over, you win.
Right now in the Wrigleyville neighborhood, there's some people that are going, what is that awful racket out there?
Someone just told us to go to Bob's.
Somebody just stepped on a dog's tail or something. We got a ball in the field. Timeout. rolled right across the plate all the way from the right field bullpen.
Tell you, considering the bullpen issues the Pirates have had in this series, as Rizzo tries to bunt his way on and gets it foul, I think Clint Hurlo would rather see Correa just finish it.
Well, he's in great shape as far as the pitch count goes. He's only thrown 78 pitches in this game up to this point.
One ball, one strike. It's in there, 1-2. A lot of tweets now. I'm sorry, I opened a can of worms. Will you have punch and pie at your place after the game?
Yeah.
Eric tweets.
We eat a lot of punch and pie at my house.
I'll tell you what. To the point where I could eat that napkin.
That's just because you're so disciplined. They brought all kinds of goodies out during the rain delay, and I wolfed down every bit of it.
Perez, 2 outs.
Thanks to Peter Chase and the Cubs media relations department, they understand that during those long rain delays, the members of the broadcast press and written press get a little bored, and when we get bored, we want to eat. Peter had some of his staff go bring in some pizzas during the rain delay.
Much appreciated.
They didn't last long.
Somebody brought in donuts today. Judd Surratt from the radio booth. And what did you scarf down?
I actually just had half of a donut. I was saving room for the pizza later.
Dave Cella, who's working the high home camera, he and Keith Moreland ended up splitting the bacon-topped.
Yeah, the bacon maple bar, I believe it was called.
Bacon maple bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it tastes like breakfast.
In handy right about now. As long as having himself a cup of coffee here at 1 o'clock
right.
in the morning.
Strike 3. And that'll end the inning. Still 3-zip Pirates.
coming Friday afternoon right here at Wrigley Field. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 adults 21 and older will receive a Cubs t-shirt, compliments of Budweiser. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Here's Manny Corpus facing Sanchez, Alvarez, and McHenry. Just got a tweet from our good buddy Luke Stuckmeyer. Len, have you ever enjoyed a breakfast sandwich made on a donut? Hope Bob has them at his party. Can't say I have. Have you?
Now, I saw those. I believe it was across the river from Cincinnati in Newport. Where we go over to catch a movie once in a while. They had a little stand over there that was selling sandwiches made on donuts. I didn't try one. Sure sounds like a good idea.
Yes, it does.
Well, those donuts, by the way, came from a place called, one of the great names for a donut shop, Glazed and Confused. I love it. There's a few people left here at the ballpark that are glazed and confused right about now. For so long, it's not true.
Fly to right. And that's Sapelt for the out. Alvarez had a rough night. Strikeouts in all 3 at bats. Strike, backdoor slider.
I could be way off base here, and I don't know if there's any way to statistically support this argument.
I already like it. Go ahead.
But it seems to me like when you have unusual circumstances like a 3.5-hour rain delay, the guys who are really slaves to their routine in preparation for a ball game suffer because of it.
Maybe, yeah.
Guys who are used to doing things at a certain time every day, and before the game starts, I'll hit 50 balls off a tee, I'll take 50 soft tosses, then I'll go to my batting practice, then I'll go to the training room and get stretched out, and then I'll put my uniform on, I'll go out on the field, run my sprints, and play a ball game. And you do the same thing every day, every night, before every game, and when that routine is disrupted, some guys just have trouble getting back into the rhythm, back into the flow of the game.
That certainly makes sense. Topper to second. Barney will get him.
I mean, yesterday Pedro Alvarez looked like the hottest hitter on the planet that wasn't named Anthony Rizzo, and tonight he's really struggling to get the bat through the hitting zone and make contact. Of course, the Pirates have been in Chicago for 4 days. That might have something to do with it, too.
Yeah, it's been a long, long stay for the Pirates. Cubs trying to make it a little longer by coming back and beating them for the 3rd time this weekend, but right now trailing 3-zip in the 8th. And a strike to McHenry. Correa, by the way, 86 pitches through 7. Manny Corpus once pitched for Clint Hurdle in Colorado. Part of the NL pennant winning team in 2007. Getting a lot of feedback on sweets topped with bacon. And I don't know about that. I don't think I'm in on that. For one, to me, bacon all by itself is great. It doesn't need anything else. Now, that's just me. I don't know if I want to mix the savory with the sweet.
I don't know. Savory and sweet work pretty good together. Caramel corn, cheese corn.
All right, let's stop talking about food. It's on my brain now.
Pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah, not a fan of that. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It's a strike, 1-1. Former Rockies teammates, Corpus and Barmas. Later tonight, this feels weird to say that, the Reds will be here. Homer Bailey and Justin Germano. I know it's a night game tomorrow, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Germano already headed home. I mean, it's 1 o'clock. No reason for him to get a strange night's sleep. Fouled back. Still 2-2.
Especially at this time of year. When you have a 25-man roster, sometimes you might hesitate to send home a guy that maybe you would use as a pinch runner or as a pinch hitter to put down a sacrifice bunt. But at this time of year, you got plenty of bodies available. You pull that guy out of the stands, have him pinch hit. Wipe the pepperoni grease off your fingers and grab a bat.
Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. It's getting late. Bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Pirates.
The Lance Briggs Show on Comcast Sportsnet. Tune in as the Bears linebacker breaks down all the grisly details with Bears analyst and '85 Super Bowl champion Tom Thayer and CSN's Pat Boyle. The Lance Briggs Show presented by Buffalo Wild Wings later tonight at 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Got to be honest, I'm a little surprised. It is not Kevin Correa coming back out here in the 8th. And as we like to say, Clint Hurdle certainly knows his roster and his pitching staff a lot better than we do. But Kevin Correa was just cruising along tonight. 86 pitches in 7 innings, 2 hits. But he goes to his bullpen. The other reason I mention it, the Cubs got to Jason Grilli last weekend in Pittsburgh, and remember what they did against Joel Hanrahan the other day. They made him throw 35 pitches. He gave up a couple of runs. Well, we'll see what happens. 1-1 the count on Starlin Castro.
Yeah, it does seem a little puzzling on the surface, but we don't know that Kevin Correa didn't go back into the dugout after that last inning and say, I'm feeling a little stiff, or I feel like I'm losing it. Maybe his catcher Michael McHenry said this stuff's not quite as crisp as it was earlier in the ball game. We don't know for sure the reason for the change, but hopefully the Cubs will be able to take advantage.
Holt will get Castro. As I look at Correa, he did throw 94 pitches in his last start. That was a week ago. Pitch count didn't seem to be an issue, but Pirates down to 5 outs to go to try to earn a split in this series. Outside on a slider. 1-1. Rafael Dolis. Bowling ball sinker. Getting loose in the bullpen. Really set at the belt. Really's going to have to cover as Sanchez will get it to him. Tell you what, their outfielders have had very little action tonight. Over the first 3 innings, really the first 4 innings, either strikeouts or ground balls. You had Tabata make a couple of catches, a nice one in the 5th against Castro, another one to get Jackson. He had 2 base hits by Barney to right. Tabata's been the only outfielder who's even touched the ball.
Yeah, there was one pop up to Gabby Sanchez at first base by Dave Chappelle, but yeah, everything else has been on the ground.
Ryan LaHare pinch hitting, and he fouls back. Well, that's as good as I think we've ever seen Kevin Correa tonight. He's been good against the Cubs. 3 starts now. And just 4 earned runs. Former Pirate Nate McLouth with a leadoff homer. They get the Orioles going in their 10-4 win at Seattle. Within a half game of the Yankees. Called strike 3. And that'll end the inning. So Grilli comes on and does basically what Correa had done over the first 7. Cubs season, including the rest of this homestand against the Reds and the Cardinals. Couple of more playoff contenders beginning tomorrow through Sunday at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Call 1-800-THE-CUBS or visit the Wrigley Field box office. Here's right-hander Rafael Dolis.
The high walk total in 31 1/3 innings pitched, 20 base on balls against 16 strikeouts. The 16 strikeouts, not really much of a surprise. Dolis is a guy that wants to pitch to contact, that heavy sinker down at the bottom of the zone, but really like to see him cut down on those walks.
We'll face Holt, pinch hitter Garrett Jones, and then Marte. Big night for Brandon Crawford. He had a triple-double, scored a run on a passed ball as the Giants beat Colorado 2-1. Madison Bumgarner got his 15th win. Two and one. Only 6 hits in this game. Half of them came in that 3-run third for the Pirates. Joel Hanrahan, he'll get the bottom of the 9th. Cubs made him work very hard on Saturday to get his 35th save. And Holt strikes out.
Lead pipe sinker, starts it below the knees, ends up in the dirt. Holt just cannot hold up.
It will be Jeff Clement, not Garrett Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, pitching for the Pirates, number 19, Jeff Clement.
Ball one. Low again, 2-0.
Len, one more this day in baseball history for you, only because.
Which date?
Geez, now this was actually
Sorry.
yesterday.
All
Never
right,
mind.
let's just go 17th.
It's
I'm good with that.
insignificant. Doesn't matter anymore.
Let's have it.
Back in '96.
Yes.
And I remember when this happened, and we were all joking that he automatically should win the Cy Young Award. Hideo Nomo, pitching for the Dodgers, threw a no-hitter at Coors Field pre-humidor.
About that.
Yeah. Not sure what the papers in Denver said the next day, but could have said no mo, no in Lodo.
Like it. Later threw one with the Red Sox, I believe, against Baltimore.
The human tornado. Hideo Nomo, he had such a unique delivery, so unusual in the way that he set up on the mound, twisted his back to the hitter, held his hands high over his head in the middle of his delivery.
He knew how to pitch.
Yes, he did.
Clement strikes out. Right down the middle.
And not as much sink on that one as some of the other deliveries we've seen Dolis throw in this inning. It's hard to believe he can get as much movement as he does on that sinker, throwing it at 95 miles per hour. But when he's good, he gets a lot of ground balls, a lot of pitches just chopped in the dirt at home plate.
Called strike on Marte. Bob, have you noticed Wellington getting better at framing pitches? He struggled early on.
He has some relapses from time to time, but yeah, for the most part, he's gotten much better back there. And I think a lot of it has to do with just more familiarity with your own pitching staff.
Sure. Swing and a miss. Dolis strikes out the side, all swinging in the ninth. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Cubs. Barney will lead it off against Joel Hanrahan. Defense, almost a carbon copy for Clint Barmas. A couple of 6-3 double plays, third inning, and then the sixth.
Room service grounders both times, leading Barmas right to the bag at second, as Joel Hanrahan will take over to try to close it out for the Pirates. See his numbers this season, at times overpowering with his fastball in the mid to upper 90s. Also throws a real hard slider.
Well, that looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
1:20. That is an iconic start time here on the north side. That's usually PM. Might be close to the end time here tonight. We'll see. 1-1 on Barney. Late swing, 1-2. By the way, Cubs pitchers tonight with a season best 15 strikeouts, led by a career high 9 from the starter Travis Wood.
Well, every Pirate struck out at least one time, with the exception of number 2 hitter Jose Tabata and number 4 hitter Gabby Sanchez. Everybody else with at least one strikeout.
Holt will flip it to Sanchez. It's out number 1. Dale talking about Dave Chappelle, said that bat plays in the major leagues. Still working on his defense and base running, but that goal of maybe being next year's Reed Johnson certainly attainable for Dave Chappelle.
I'm sure his goal going into spring training next year is to outright win a job in the outfield somewhere as an everyday player, but short of that, nothing wrong with being a 4th outfielder on a major league team. He can play all 3 outfield spots. Surprising power in his bat, and he's shown an ability to make consistent contact here in this go-round with the Cubs.
On the ground, Barmas up with it. Out at first. Did Sanchez keep his foot on the bag? According to the first base umpire, Tim Welke, he did. It looked like Dave McKay really argued. We'll get another look.
Nice play by Barmas just to get to that smash up the middle of the field.
Yep, he got him. He got him.
Boy, caught that ball up in the very tip of the webbing of the glove, allowing him to keep that toe on the bag just long enough to record the out at first base.
Barmas has had a big night defensively. Probably the best look. Sanchez did keep his toe on the base, so it's up to DeJesus. Ball 1.
love.
8-year-old Doug.
Borrowed that from a right-handed Tony Campana.
8-year-old.
Cubs trying to extend this one here. They've only played one game in the entire month of September. Check that, two games that have been under 3 hours. They have not reached the 3-hour mark yet. Rain delay was 3:37. All four, DeJesus keeps them alive for at least another batter. We'll bring up Valbuena. Valbuena walked with the bases loaded against Hanrahan on Saturday before Sapelt struck out to end the game. DeJesus will take second. A 1-0 count on Valbuena. Considering Hanrahan walked 3 guys in that outing, and that the Cubs still don't have the tying run at the plate, you probably just have to wait till you get a strike, right?
Yeah, I would think so, especially with Anthony Rizzo sitting in the on-deck circle right here. You just want to find a way to get on base and bring that tying run to the plate.
One. Cubs still have 2 hits. That's it. Barney with both. 2 walks. Jackson and DeJesus. 4 base runners the entire night. Strikeouts and ground balls. And Kevin Correa at his best. Grilly quickly worked a 1-2-3-8. Hanrahan a strike away here in the 9th. Swing and a miss, and that'll end it. So the Pirates get out of town with a split. It was a long weekend for them, to say the very least. They got here Wednesday night. They will leave Tuesday morning. And the final score tonight, the Pirates 3 and the Cubs nothing. Our GMC player of the game again, Bob. We've seen a fair amount of Kevin Correa going back to his West Coast days. This was as good as he's been in a long time.
Yeah, really good stuff tonight. Kevin Correa has kind of reinvented himself. He used to be a fastball, curveball, slider pitcher, but over time has developed that cut fastball, a 2-seam sinker, better command of his breaking pitches, and he was on top of all of it tonight.
Well, for Bob and our entire CSN crew, led by John Walsh, Dave Turner, Keon Dolit-Shahi, Mark Harper, Jim Corno Jr., Paul Oscroba, our great crew. Len Casper saying so long from Wrigley. Final 3-0 Pirates. We're back on CSN Plus later tonight, 6:30 for the pregame as the Reds come to town. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. Thanks for staying up late with us. You've been watching Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, now part of the NBC Sports Group.